Welcome to my garden. I talk about it on Green Talk all the time, so I thought I'd give you a little autumn glimpse of it. Well, it's not autumn yet, it's the end of the summer, but you know, a lot of it's still growing and a lot of it's beautiful, so I thought I'd give you a glimpse of what's in the garden. I have a lot of perennials, I have a lot of vegetables, but I'm going to show you the perennial group first. A lot of this I've grown by seed or knocked their seeds off to make more of them. And over here you'll see tarragon and oregano. That's the one with the purple flower. And those are Rudbeckia that I was hoping came back this year, and they did. And you can see they're in a whole bunch of different colors. That's tarragon from last year, which is actually seeding. So I could use those seeds for to make more tarragon. That big plant that you see right there, that's an aster that came out of an old lady's garden, and I've got 2 of them, and I cherish them because some of these plants you don't see anymore. The cardinal flower, right there, lobelia, it's beautiful. Again, you see the tarragon, there is thyme. Some of these plants I'm not really sure of. This is, I'm probably going to say this wrong, allium, which wasn't supposed to come back. It's actually an annual, but I knocked its seeds around a lot last year and it came back. Right here, which is drying out, which you can't see very well, is my chamomile, which will come back next year. It is a perennial. That's a part of it right there, but it gets really tall, as you can see. Behind there, that magnificent plant, which I'm now in the shadow of, let me get out of the camera, is catmint. Not catnip, but catmint. It's actually psychotic for cats. And this year it started off as a teeny weeny plant, and as you can see, it's really large. Some sort of daisy plant. It was from heirloom seeds. That's primrose, which is kind of dying out because it shows up much more in the spring. Again, there's chamomile. All my leftover oregano I kind of shove in here because it's like mint. Well, it is the family of mint and it grows everywhere. That is a Cosmo, and actually it's like an heirloom Cosmo, and it's only supposed to be an annual, but I tried so hard last year to knock its seeds around so I would get something back. It is magnificent when it grows. I do have one of the little flowers because it's just a baby one, but that's, if you can imagine all those flowers that show up and plumes everywhere, it's just breathtaking. Rudbeckia back there, well, actually that might be echinacea back there. I grew those from seeds. These are diathesis, which I grew from seed, which will be beautiful next year. Then that's it, they peter out, they're a biannual. Here's the catnip again, catmint again. Look at all the bees. I don't know if you could see it on the screen, but look at all the bees. I'm gonna try and get a little closer. The bees just love this plant. I don't know if you could see them, but just listen to the buzz. They're a little camera shy. I think I got one right there in the middle of the screen. Can you see it? Now over here is my pride and joy. This is my pumpkins and my sunflower seeds, which I hope will make it by the fall. They kept getting eaten by the rabbits. Rabbits, groundhogs, everybody loves sunflower seed leaves. And they, you know, if they don't have the leaves, they're not going to grow. So they're making a comeback. And here's my little pumpkin squashes. They are a pumpkin squash. I don't know how big they're going to get this year, but they also started a little late. Here is my corn. Now, this is not just regular corn. I want to see if I can step back. This is red corn, which means it's like a popcorn, and it has a very small ear. Last year I actually planted this with a bunch of other corn, and they cross-pollinated, and I got popcorn / blue corn / gentleman corn. So this year I decided to try it by itself. I guess it must be a smaller stalk. So let me just show you what one of the ears looks like. This one's pretty nice size, but can you see it? It's probably pretty close to maturity. It's not real big. It's kind of teeny. I don't know what this bug is, but yuck. Again, my pumpkins, sunflower seeds, and this is the one that drops in my garden constantly, and I actually have a post on Green Talk about it, asking people what it is. And can you see these little bulbs right here? This is a moon glow. It's a part of the morning glory family, and it's actually poisonous for anybody to eat, but it shows up, when it shows up in a flower, it's a white trumpet flower, and I will link to it on the website so you guys can see what plant it is. Birds just seem to drop it. It must be somewhere because it ends up in my garden every year someplace. Over here I grew this plant by seed. It's my pride and joy. It's a butterfly bush, and it's got these beautiful orange plumes and beautiful plant, just gorgeous, and it was really easy to grow by seed. I've got a couple of them in the garden. Over here is buckwheat. I'm going to step back because I want you to see this. What a gorgeous plant. It has this beautiful white flower.
Mom, we're ready to go.
As you can tell, they're ready to go, so I'm going to have to cut this a little short. Take a look at the plant. Look at the little white flower. When this dries out, can you see part of it that's drying out right now? That's actually the grain, the buckwheat grain. And then all this other stuff can be mowed back into the ground as fertilizer, as a green manure. A lot of people just grow buckwheat and they put it down into the ground because it's a great green manure, but I love buckwheat. So this was fun, so fun to grow. Threw the seeds out, and that was it. It was probably the easiest thing I've ever grown. This is going to be spectacular. I don't know if you can see it with my little camera. I like to turn it sideways, but that won't work on a YouTube. This is sorghum, as in sorghum flour. Looks just like corn. Actually looks like a big tall grass. And I don't know if you can see up at the top, that's the sorghum up there. So once that dries out, I'm going to be taking it up against a wheelbarrow and knocking its seeds off, and that's the flour. And apparently, I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm going to try it, sorghum stalks make great syrup. So this was the most fun plant to grow. It is gorgeous. It's so much taller than corn. So take a look at this. So this is what's going on in the garden. I have so much more to show you, but I'm going to just be doing this in clips because I get too excited and I talk too long, and each one of them would be like 10 minutes long. So look forward to part 2 on Green Talk of what's growing in the garden. And as son number 4 says, I gotta go. See you soon.